Hello everyone and welcome to another one of my vlogs. In this episode I'll be traveling to a historic mountain house. I'll have the name reveal as we approach the mountain, but in the meantime I thought it might be interesting to go through a wee bit of history surrounding the hotel. Internet legends say that parts of the film The Shining were filmed here, albeit I couldn't find credible sources confirming this. I did, however, suspiciously find a portrait of this guy who looks very much like Jack Nicholson's character. Hopefully he doesn't start haunting you now that you've seen his true face, but hey, I can't make any guarantees, so watch the video at your own risk. In the first leg of our trip, we drove from lovely Providence, Rhode Island towards New Paltz, New York. New Paltz is a small town in upstate New York with a population of roughly 15,000 people. The name of the town comes from the German language Palatinate, which is a region in southwest Germany. We stayed in an overnight hotel so we could get our money's worth before heading over to the mountain range, because the rooms won't be available until 4 p.m. Well, since you've all patiently waited this long for the hotel, why don't we start talking about breakfast for a second? But don't worry, there's a lot more food afterwards. And we'll start talking about the historic landmark known as Mohonk Mountain House. Ripped straight from Wikipedia, the house began in the 1870s as a small resort for the family known as the Smiley Brothers. The location became so popular that it was enlarged many times. Because of their love for the outdoors, the Smiley family treated the area around the hotel as an integral part of the attraction. Much time and effort was put in terms of conservation and education for the study of botany, geology, and outdoor living. The resort is located on the shore of Lake Mohonk, which is roughly 800 meters long and about 60 feet deep. In the late 1800s to the very early 1900s, the house sponsored conferences held by different branches of government involving the improvement of living standards of the Native American Indian populations. There are still roughly 22,000 records from 34 different conferences preserved at the Haverford Library in Pennsylvania. Now I know what you're asking me. You're in a 100-year-old house, probably on the site of an old ancient Indian burial ground. Citation needed. Was there any sinister paranormal activity? Well, there was this strange magical presence I started feeling when walking around, almost as if back in the days it used to be a school for witchcraft and wizardry. There were these voodoo dolls used to make this ginger fall in love with this redhead. One of the rooms in particular, I could feel the spirit of an older lady possessing my body, making me try different hats. I could tell that she used to be a party girl back in the Victorian times, as I could hear the gramophone playing in the background. Afterwards, the spirits possessed me to get a manicure at one of America's top-rated spas. Strange activity kept happening every time we would leave and come back to our gorgeous rooms. The bed would be made and there'd be a chocolate at the nightstand. The view through the window was incredible. This place was really gorgeous and haunted. We had a little outdoor balcony to enjoy the scenery at our leisure. Now on to the food. We had a beautiful 3-course meal included in the price of the room, and we sat in this gorgeous ass room. Everybody seemed to be having a good time. Even though everything seemed fine, who knew? Maybe there was some ghostly activity going on in the kitchens. This piece of bread that they gave us before dinner was really good. It was infused with rosemary, baked fresh that day, and the butter was also infused with rosemary, sitting in a beautiful vat of oil. The salad was definitely haunted. The soup was very spooky. There was a large selection of food at the buffet at breakfast and lunch, including crepes, waffles, eggs, salmon on bagels. They had magic shows and artwork up for display along with lots of crafts, but I just couldn't shake the feeling that I was the most beautiful thing in that room. No matter how vain I was, nor how gluttonous I was, after eating and relaxing all day in the spa, I just couldn't shake this feeling of being uneasy, as if his presence still lingered in this house. Now it snowed, and slowly but surely I was being driven insane by that sinister presence and all that good food that I had on my trip. As the spooky, scary, snowy night came to a close, I reflected on all the good times that I had had over this weekend. It was very expensive, but luckily I wasn't the one paying for it. Thank you very much, Mountain Hotel. Thank you, Danielle. I hope you've enjoyed the video. I definitely recommend anybody watching to try it out once in your life if you have spare money. And I will definitely be back in the summer to check out some of the hiking trails and maybe do some biking. Who knows? Maybe there'll be more paranormal activity.